But Rachel, the answer is obvious. The reason you shouldn't vlog about yourself or your developments is nobody cares. So that I say, yes and no. Yes, few care to hear about my rambles regarding myself, my personal anecdotes and triumphs, but no, that's not why I shouldn't. Trust me, I could not possibly care any less that people don't care about me. The internet is as much a potential place for me as it is for anyone else. People objecting or scoffing to what I have to ramble about says more about them than it says about me. The problem is none of it is true. You see, I'm the kind of person who will have the most insignificant change in personality possible, the kinds we all have, and then jump to conclusions about how I'll never come out of this depression, or on the flip side, how I'm so convinced that I'll literally never have a bad day again. Really, I'm sure of it this time. And then what happens the next day? I go back to my old usual self, irritable, sensitive, and socially anxious. And the annoying thing is I fall for any slight temporary change every single time, as if this is the one that will really change me, failing to understand that statistically speaking it's impossible for those changes to last. I change back 100% of the time. The longest I've gone without changing back is a few weeks, and I forgot what it was about, so it really could not have had any meaningful impact. Also, interestingly, it always has to do with my mood. What happened to all the times I managed to brush my teeth every day for a week and got excited about that? Not that it matters all that much, I guess. I would stop again soon afterwards anyway. The worst part about all this, though, is just because I shouldn't, doesn't mean I won't. I will, and I'll do it a lot. For some reason, every time my personality fluctuates by an iota, I feel the need to shout it to the world, as if everyone needs to know. Breaking news, guys! Indeed, this just in. I am now enlightened. No, wait, I'm depressed again. My bad. It's the exact kind of thing I hope to avoid, but I fall for it every time again. So, yeah, that was my bay point. And now for something completely tangential. If you haven't clicked away now, this might be a good time to do it. No? Alrighty then, here's the deal. Being quick to conclude stuff about myself is but one of the many various cycles I'm in. Usually they take years to overcome, and are soon replaced with another. Cycles I've recently broken include following Nintendo. Well, don't get me wrong, I used to be a huge defendo, but the more I read about their business practices online, the more mad I get at them. Then they'd release some dumb Nintendo-themed toaster that goes, "Wahoo! It's a toast time!" when the toast is ready, and I'm just sucked back into their ecosystem. The Switch 2 and its disgusting game price practices is what helped me finally break the loop, or really hammer the final nail in the coffin, should I say, since I was already climbing out of their grasp when the Switch 2 game prices allowed me to finally break free. I know I have some friends who would be disgusted if I got a Switch 2, and some that would be delighted. I figured all I can do is cancel the 2 out and make my own personal decision on the matter, and that's that I definitely don't see myself getting the new console this year. Next year, maybe. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. The other cycle that I managed to break out of, although perhaps breaking out isn't a very good word, but at the very least I found peace in the fact that I'm in it, is my biggest love-hate relationship label, Monstercat. I used to follow them religiously despite the 1,000,001 days they've pissed me off over the years. I still do, but I no longer condemn myself for still listening to the 2018 to 2020 comp mixes or checking their subreddit. Every day? Jesus Christ. But for now at least, I'm happy with being where I am and under the psychological spell of the label oozing with charm but lacking in everything else. What worries me about this piece though is that it can easily be disrupted by them being unpleasant in some way again, which is likely, but I simply cannot be bothered to worry about that now. It happens when it happens. I have enough on my plate. Speaking of on my plate, as far as vicious cycles go, let me tell you about my horrible spending habit.